Idle adventure games. They're something that I've always enjoyed playing on the side. And I also always wanted to snap open my knife inside of a video because I'm a huge knife fan. But I have 10 idle adventure games for you guys today that have been standing the test of time, are incredible to play today, or that are brand new. You're gonna wanna stay tuned for all of these games because if you're looking for a game to play on the side while you're at work, one of these is going to fit your fancy and you're gonna fall in love with it. So let's dive into the top 10. And if you're enjoying the stay or if you find it valuable, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get into the list. 7 Nights Idle Adventure has 500,000 downloads and 4.6 stars. And we're gonna see something similar from a lot of the games here today. An autoplay feature so that you don't have to spend your time clicking on buttons inside of the game. A very casual player friendly type title, and we're seeing exactly that here today. The artwork inside of this game is minimalistic yet cute at the same time, and colorful, with a bunch of different types of characters that you could play as inside of the game. Different classes are going to allow you to build up your fighters in a way that's really rewarding for you. Something that I always liked about this game is that it's one of the types that you have to let it play itself, and then you could come through and manage it. You could manage the upgrades, you could manage the gear to put together the strongest army possible so you could progress further and further through the game. This one does that very well and is really just nice and casual for those of you that are looking for something to play on the side. Next on the list is Everlegend, and as you can see, I was just live streaming this 2 nights ago, and I'll be live streaming it again tonight on this channel at 10 p.m. Eastern time. This is a really fun idle type game as well, and in my opinion, the graphics are even more on point in this game than they are in many of the others from the list. As you can see, I'm extremely powered up and taking down my opponents very quickly inside of this, but the game has many different modes as well. You have towers that you can fight along, you have creatures that you can breed, you have heroes that you can upgrade, and tons of rewards that you can claim along the way. I really do enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun, and actually right now, if you use code Echo Gaming, you can get yourself some extra bonus rewards inside of Everlegend. This is not a sponsored video, although they did sponsor my live streams. And while playing the sponsored content on the live streams, I really did fall in love with the game, and I do enjoy it. I'm actually looking forward to playing it tonight, and I hope to see some of you come through the live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern. Next up, we have AFK Arena, which is one of the OGs from the scene. This is one that I fell in love with years ago, and it's still going strong to this day. In my opinion, some of the more recent games have turned out to be even a little bit better than this one, but there is still something that I really do enjoy from AFK Arena as well. It's just got that classic vibe as one of the first that became really popular in the genre itself. Again, you have the ability to evolve and upgrade and ascend your heroes so they can get themselves to the next level and just continuously progress to get stronger, take down enemies, and even engage in some PvP style inside of this game as well. And actually, many of the games here today have a PvP element. Tap Titans 2 has 10 million downloads and 4.6 stars, and this is a different type of an idle adventure. The heroes, or I should say the bosses that you're fighting, are more of a 2D character that sits in front of you as your tower heroes help out in the battle. Definitely a different look and a different feel to the genre, which makes it stand out and probably is why it has a good amount of downloads, sitting at 10 million. Definitely a cool game and definitely different. Eidolon, 1 million downloads and 4.6 stars. And when we're talking about minimalisticness, this game has it covered. A completely pixelated style gameplay and something very different than the others on the list here today. This is not your typical AFK type game where you're just going to be going against enemies in the background. Here it's an actual RPG style game, even a bit of an action RPG style game with an idle element to it. I like it because it's different than the others on the list, and actually we have a good variety of different types of games on the list, which lends itself well to having you choose something new. Something cool about this one is it's cross-platform. You could play it both on mobile or on Steam, and it's a nice casual adventure that'll keep you stimulated for short periods at a time, and it's just like I mentioned, different than anything you've probably ever played before. What's your favorite idle game that you play? If you play any at all, let me know in the comments section below so I can take a look. Fortress Saga has 100,000 downloads and 4.5 stars, and another AFK style game here. And again, not your standard, just put your heroes on the map and fight against a bunch of other heroes. It does have that type of gameplay, but it's presented in a different fashion to give you a different feel when you're in those battles. Probably my favorite thing here, besides it giving a little bit of a different skin to things that we already know and love, is the graphics. I think it looks really nice. It's a nice crisp looking game. The artwork's a little bit different than many others, and it's got a good high adventure feel to this game. There's a lot going on the screen at once. Idle Heroes has 10 million downloads and 4.6 stars, and this is one of the most, I guess you could say, veteran on the list. This is one that's been around the longest, and it actually has a pretty massive community of players that really do enjoy playing it and that are consistently engaging in the community behind the game. Your ability to evolve your characters and dive into bigger battles is definitely part of the game here. And if you're someone who likes to experience all of these types of games, this is one that you have either already experienced or one that you must, just because it's one that's been around forever and one of the largest and most popular on the list here today. AFK Dungeon has 1 million downloads and 4.4 stars, and it has some cryptic beasts that you're gonna have to encounter as you play throughout the game. The gameplay is a little bit different than the others that we've seen here today on the list, which seems like a common thing that we're saying, but it's also the reason why the games were chosen for the list here today, because everything does have its own touch and feel. This one gives me a little bit of casual World of Warcraft vibes, which is one of the reasons why I like it. And the artwork is very, I guess I could say elementary feeling, but at the same time, crisp and nice. It's a fun game with some really nice mechanics that make it really just casual, yet enjoyable at the same time. You have a ton of different heroes that you could play as throughout the game and different classes that are gonna allow you to really customize your armies and make something unique and unbeatable in your battles. Golden Heroes with 10,000 downloads and 3.7 stars. This is a digger style game, and it's here because it's way different than the rest. It's also a newer game and one that's probably the least popular on the list here today. Maybe you're looking for a hidden gem, and I'm not talking about what you're going to be mining in the game. I'm talking about a game that really is kind of undiscovered so far. Sometimes these are some of the best and most enjoyable ones to play. This one definitely has a super casual feel. It's a cute game that really goes well and plays well with children as well as adults that are just looking for something to kill time. And then we have the 7 Deadly Sins with 10 million downloads and 4.3 stars, and no guys, this one's not a clicker. It's connected because it is very similar to one of the titles that is a clicker on today's list, and it's one that's been extremely popular, and although outside of the genre, it's one that I do feel is really good. It's a turn-based strategy RPG style game, and it's similar enough in the gameplay style, yet you're gonna need to take a bit more control into your own hands inside of this one. Definitely a great game, extremely popular, maybe one of the most popular on the entire list today. And this one is part of the whole Grand Cross universe. And you thought I'm stopping there, but no, I have one more from the Grand Cross universe that is yet different again. And that one is Grand Cross Age of Titans with 500 downloads and 4.3 stars. This is another one from the anime Grand Cross universe, a fantastic kingdom builder style game. So yes, something very out of genre and out of class from the others mentioned in the video here today, but from the same universe of some of the other titles that were mentioned. This is one I've spent quite a bit of time playing. I've put a bunch of videos on this channel for this game, and I think that it does the whole kingdom builder genre really well. In this one, it takes the world of kingdom builders and it puts it into an anime world, which we have never seen before. The graphics are great, the gameplay is solid, you have open world combat, but this is not just a clicker. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.